Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. So today we are looking at something very interesting. We're looking at how we can manage our computer files effectively. So we need to understand or need to know how we can manage our files within our computer in a very good and organized manner. So in this tutorial today, we'll be looking at how you can create and name folders, and then also look at what subfolders are all about. Secondly, we'll look at how we can save files using appropriate file name. So because very often we just name files anyhow, and probably later on when you want to find that particular file, it takes a lot of time, or you end up not even finding it. So we're going to look at how you can name files in a more appropriate way. Then also we're going to look at how you can locate stored files on your computer. And then the fourth thing we are going to do will be to look at how you can display the details of files in a directory folder. This is very important for IGCSE students, especially because in papers, maybe your practical paper, you're often asked probably to display the details of files, maybe the file size, the dimension, the file location, and all those things. So it's important you understand this aspect of our tutorial today very well. And the last thing we'll be looking at will be how you can save, export, and print files in a variety of formats. So let's get started right away. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to look at how to create and name folders in our computer. So it's important you understand how to create and name folders within your computer. So firstly, just a recommendation. So if you're creating a document, or you're trying to create a folder or something, a file in your computer which you want to really keep safe, it's always advisable that you don't store that in that's the primary drive partition, which is drive C, where your operating system is stored, because anything can happen to your computer. And very often we have problems with our operating system, maybe some virus issue or corrupted files, or any such things, which can lead to loss of your file. So if you have different drive partitions, it's always advisable to store all your important files in another drive partition. If you have the necessary resources, you could also even buy a backup drive which is independent from your computer. So anyway, let's get straight to what we need to do. So first of all, to create a new folder, I will use my drive D. So there are different ways we can go about it. The first way is that if you just look here, you'll find this is new folder. I can just create a new folder by clicking on this. Another way is I can just click this box here too, is for a new folder, and that is it. And also another way would be to right click here. Once you right click here, so another way would be just to right click here, then you go to new folder. So these are different ways you can create a folder. Either any of the ways you use will take you to where you want to, but we'll still create a folder for you. So I'll just use this. So I'm going to name my folder file management. So this is just an example of a folder. So if I have a folder like this, I can create basically, if you don't know what a folder is, literally theoretically what they call a folder, like in a computer, it's just a place where it's like a placeholder where you can store your files. You can store. Generally, it's for you to keep your computer files, or to keep your documents, whatever you create yourself, in an organized manner. So within a folder, I can create another folder. That is what we call a subfolder. You can create as many subfolders you want within a folder, depending on the need. So I'm just going to go ahead, create another subfolder here. Let's say for this particular file management tutorial folder I've created, I want to have different lessons, maybe lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 1, and so on. So I'm just going to go ahead, give this one lesson 1. So if you are adding numbers to your folder, it's always good to use the underscore to separate it. I'm going to create another new folder and I'm going to give it lesson 2. This is just for illustration purposes. You could name your folder any thing you want, but the general advice is give it a name you can easily remember, so that you don't take a lot of time searching for information or searching for your folders within your computer. So basically this is how you create and name folders. So what we've looked at in this within this few minutes has been to create and name folders and subfolders. So what I made mention was the fact that a folder is simply where you keep your files in an organized manner. Subfolders do the same job, but it's just that a subfolder is inside a folder. So away from that, the next thing we're supposed to do is how to save files using appropriate file names. So definitely these files you also want to save them in your folder. So we'll be creating a file and saving it in the folder we just created. So to do that, I'll just go back to my folder. So this is the folder, my subfolder. So I'll just go into subfolder 1. I'll create a new Word document. So by just to create a new document within your folder, just right click and then go to new. So I want to create a Microsoft Word document. I'll just click on that. Now I'm going to give my my document the name file management lesson 101. So I can give it a name like this. Yeah, this lesson 101. So this way, if I want, I can create another document, Microsoft Word document, and give it file management lesson 102. So in this manner, so this is lesson 1, signifying that we're in the first lesson, and then the 01 is that the first lesson, maybe the first file or the first tutorial for lesson 1, so which is a subfolder. So this is generally how you can create your files within a folder and give it a particular name. So at this point, we'll look at how we can create and name folders. We'll look at how we can save files using appropriate file names. So just another thing, if for instance I just get into my computer and randomly at some point I just decide to maybe search for Word, just search for my Microsoft Word, and maybe I open it up. Okay, I'm just going to create a blank document here, then so that we can work with that. Okay, if I have my blank document up and running as such, the next thing we want to do is probably, let's just say in this file, this Microsoft Word document I've just created. If for instance I just say this is my introduction to maybe file management, yes, let's just say this. Now if I didn't create this document within my folder, the next thing you need to understand is how do you save this document or this document in a particular folder. So it's very important you know that, because probably during your exam they'll just give you source files or if you're just somebody who trying to create a document and store it in a particular place. But this goes to the IGCSE students. So probably if you want to save a document, you just open up your source files and you want to save it in a particular location. It's important you know how to do that. So to do that, you just go to File, Save As, and once you are in Save As, now you look for exactly where you want to save. For instance, here is my folder. This is one of my lesson 1 folders, lesson 2, and other aspects. So I will just go to, let me see, I'll just go to lesson 1. Okay, let me see, I'll just go to this PC. I don't know why this is not responding, but it's fine. So let's say I can just try to locate my folder. I'll just go to this PC, drive D. So this is my file management folder, lesson 1. So you see how I trace my folder. Whatever I created is in this PC. I know it is in drive D, and in drive D I'm looking for file management. If this say this is for lesson 2, I will just go to lesson 2 and I'll save my document there. So whenever whatever I'm adding onto my document, when I'm done, I just need to go to what? Save. Remember last time I used Save As because I was giving the document a new name. But now if you are edited it and you still want to save with the same name, just click on Save and you're good to go. So once you're done, just close your document. So basically we've looked at saving files using appropriate finding. Now the next thing is, how do you locate stored files on your computer? So you just created a file, or you created a file some time ago, and you want to locate it. Let's assume you've forgotten the location, the exact location where you stored your file, but you can't remember the name, which is why it's very important for you to save files with names you can remember. Don't write complicated file names. Write names that have maybe a link to what is within the file, and it should also be a name you can remember. So for instance, if I'm looking for maybe ICT files, I'll just click on ICT there, and immediately whatever is ICT related pops up in my computer. So let me see if I can find the file management from here. The file management folder I just created, probably it's not coming. It's not that kind of thing. It's not coming up, but that's nothing to worry about. Another way you can do that, you can go to File Explorer. Once you're in File Explorer, go to this PC. This PC has everything in your computer. So I'm going to perform my search from here. So once I type file management here, let's see, good, immediately my folder pops up. So you can actually always locate files, whether they are videos, images, documents, no matter what they are. If you know the file name, you just have to search it. If you don't know the file name but you know exactly where your file is located, you go there and you find it. So all these things, this is how you go about locating stored files on your computer. Next thing we need to do is how to display the details of files in a directory or folder. So this goes to at some point when you do your exam, there are cases where you'll be asked to do this. So let's look at how you can go about that. Okay, if I get back to my folder, let's say I have some files within this folder. Okay, I'm just going to do something. I'm just going to add on to some files to this folder so that I can display exactly what we need to see. So once I'm in my folder like this, now if you are asked to display certain details about your documents or files within your folder. Firstly, what I need you to understand is what we have here are different files. Like we have the document, the Word document, we have an Excel, which is a c.csv file with comma separated value. Then we have a video file, which is an mp4, and then we have an image. So all these files, they have different uses or different areas where you can make use of them. But now, and then they also have different properties, of course. So what we want to be able to do is to display the details of this file. For instance, this column is showing you what the file type. So this one is a Microsoft Word document, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, MP4, JPEG, rich text format, Microsoft Edge. So this is PDF. But now you might be asked to do this, and when you open up your file, nothing is showing here. How do you go about that? Simply, you just have to right click here, just right click here. If they want the type, click on type, the type appears. If they want the size of the file, you click, the sizes of the files appear. If they want the maybe the date created, you click and display. If they want the maybe the date modified, you select. If the one maybe dimensions, like the image has dimensions, you don't have it here, so you go to more. So anything at all you might want will definitely be here. So if I want dimension, I'll just press that one D, and D should easily, it should take me to dimensions. Dimensions, so like first dimension, good, here it is. So I'm just going to click here and OK. So these are my dimensions, image dimensions. So basically, this is how you show some different details about your files within your folder. So you can display the file sizes, the file types, the date created, the dimensions, and probably other aspects of the file. So basically, it's just click, and then you just have to right click here and select whatever you want. If you don't see it, you go to more and you search there, you'll find it. So basically, that is how you go about, you display details of files in a directory. The next which is the last thing we need to look at, is how do I save, export, and print files in a variety of formats. So you'll be working with files files having different formats. So you want to know exactly how to save a file. If they say export, you should know what export means. Prints, as prints, yeah, means print. But now some problems always arise when you're dealing with files like this. So let's look, for instance, if we are working with a Word document, what do we do? So I'll just open this rich text format. Rich text format is generic file format, meaning you can open it any word process kind of document software. Okay, so I have my Word document open. Now what I want to do is, firstly, how do I we've looked at how to save a document. So if I can save this document with a different name, if I want to save this document, maybe change the name from this JDCs to maybe another name, because once you open a rich text format, in most cases when you are doing document production, they want you to save it with another name. So you go to save as lesson 1 or wherever you want to save it, you select your folder. Then when you're saving it, make sure if you save it with the required file format, the required file type, not format, the required file type. So I don't want the rich text format again, I want a doc file. So once you select that, you can give your file its proper name. Okay, whatever name you want. Okay, so once you are done, click save. So that's okay. Now The next thing is you might be asked to export a file as a PDF. So to export, just go to File, Export, Create. Once you say Create PDF, so the .pdf automatically comes. Another way you can do it is even through the Save As, but I think this is okay. So then the next thing you do is publish. So here is my exported document. I'll just click on it and it opens up. So this is our PDF document. Now one good thing with the PDF is that once you export a document as a PDF into a PDF format, it's difficult for the document to be edited. There are ways to alter the text or something like that, but it's not as easy as I would do in Word processor in a Word document. For instance, if I'm working with this document, I can just press anything anywhere and do a change, and I won't even realize I did it maybe by mistake. So if just a word of caution, if probably you're working on a document and you want to print it, if you're not printing directly from your computer, it's always advisable to convert that document into a PDF format so that whatever is in that document does not change. Because if I create something like I create a file now, let's say I'm using Microsoft Word, maybe let's say 2023, the version for the 2023, and then I create a document on it. If that document is copied as a Word document to another computer, maybe with Microsoft Word 20 using Office maybe 2010, you'll find that at some point some of the features are not supported, or the way they will rearrange your document might be different. So it's always advisable to export your document as PDFs if you are moving them from one computer to another, maybe for printout, so that you protect the formatting and the arrangement within your document. Now let's look at how we can export or print as Excel. So if I have an Excel document like this one, it's a CSV file. I can also go to File, Save As. I want to save it as a workbook. So instead of dot, if you see, the file extension is .csv, but I want it to be an Excel workbook. So I'll click on this. So this is an Excel document right now. So once I have my Excel document, I just click on Save. Now the next thing you can be asked to do is to export as a PDF or to print. So first of all, let's do print. To print, you just click on Print, and if you have many pages, you can specify maybe 1 page, 2 pages. In other cases too, you might your prints might be that you have to select a particular section. So if I select that I print, here I'll have to switch print selection, so I'm printing only what I selected. So those are other options you have. The next thing you might be asked to do is to export the PDF, the file as a PDF. So to export, you just come to your File, Export, Create PDF. So you create your PDF and you publish it. So yeah, this is my PDF. No matter once you look even if you're dealing with access and whatever, all you need to do is come to File, Export, or File, Save As, and it does the job for you. That is what was prepared for this tutorial today. If the video was helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel so that you always updated when I upload new videos. And let me know in the comment section if you have any worries or concerns. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.